Hi, I'm Jackson Fordyce.
And I'm Josiah Simons, and today we're bringing you the biggest venture capital story of 2024 in 2023 from the greatest city in all of Central Texas, Austin.
If you're watching this, you're either a venture capitalist that shouldn't be watching a YouTube video right now,
You're a founder who's terrified of running out of money in 2024,
or you're my mom's boyfriend who supports everything that I do.
Before some venture capitalists tell you their predictions for 2024 venture capital market,
Which is coming up in just a moment, let's give you a quick recap of how we got here.
2023 venture capital fundraising has sucked.
In the words of the markets this year, you. That's literally what the venture capital market said to investors and startup founders this year.
And don't take our word for it. According to Crunchbase, in 2023, funding is down, deal flow is down, and overseas investment is down.
In fact, PitchBook reports that recent returns for venture funds have plummeted to negative 20%, a 10-year low.
PitchBook also reports that quarterly deal value in Q3 of this year fell to its lowest point since 2018.
And the Wall Street Journal shares that startups are dying and venture capitalists are unable to save them.
So how did we get here? Well, as we all know, hard times create strong men.
And strong men create good times.
And good times create weak men.
And weak men create hard times.
And women. Women are part of the problem too, but way less.
So the strong men of 2020 and 2021 created the best of times in venture capital, and that meant everyone got funding. You have an idea, you got funding. You don't have an idea, you also get funding. Literally everyone during this time got venture funding. But good times always come to an end.
In late 2021, the venture decline that we're still in today began. Hard times planted their flag into the market. In 2022 and 2023 have seen unrelenting contractions throughout the fundraising landscape.
Venture-backed companies like WeWork and IRL went bankrupt. Crypto exchange FTX crumbled in scandal, and SVB and First Republic, two of the biggest banks for startups, collapsed.
But as we know, hard times create strong men, or in this case, strong markets. At least that's what every venture capitalist is hoping for in the coming year.
So what lies in store for 2024 venture markets? Well, who better to explain that and give predictions than venture capitalists themselves?
Jeff Wong, I'm the Global Chief Innovation Officer at EY.
My name is Jill Chase. I'm a partner at CapitalG, and I lead our investments in AI.
I'm Bradley Tusk, and I'm the CEO of Tusk Venture Partners.
I am Lyman. I'm a general partner at _VC.
Shahin Farshchi, general partner at Lux Capital.
Thanks to each of you for joining today. I'm going to say some statements to you, and you'll respond whether you strongly agree, somewhat agree, have no opinion, somewhat disagree, or strongly disagree with that statement. Each statement refers to your prediction for something in 2024. And with that, let's start. Venture funding will reverse course and begin to increase. Jeff, you said strongly agree. How come?
I think we are in for a very good year next year in terms of invention, and I think the venture markets will reflect that.
Shahin, you answered somewhat disagree. Can you share why?
I think we're still in the process of reductions from the excesses in 2020 and 2021. What we're seeing right now, which is new, so a lot of new people in venture, is that things are going back to normal. Investors are becoming more disciplined as to how they put money to work. They will be underwriting to outsized returns, which they didn't do in the past. We are going from a period of allocation of capital to investments where, again, the goal would be generating outsized returns as opposed to just putting capital to work. And so that, as a result, will lead to fewer investments into more interesting companies, hence yielding greater returns and greater performance for the industry as a whole.
President Biden winning re-election is good for venture capital investments. Tusk, you strongly agree?
Yes, because of a few things. One is just the instability of Trump is debilitating, and we really can't handle another 4 years of that. I think both sort of morally, emotionally, psychologically, it's just too much of a distraction. And also, look, while we all have, our own individual complaints about the economy, considering where we thought we were going to be, we haven't entered a major recession. Inflation is cooling. Interest rates are probably going to start going down sometime soon, hopefully. The market is doing well. Employment is doing well. I think he actually has managed the economy reasonably well.
Crypto will continue to disappoint in 2024. Jeff, you strongly disagree?
There's actually been a lot of really interesting regulatory developments and investments made by big existing large financial institutions, which I think will make it somewhat interesting when we look at this next calendar year.
The Federal Trade Commission will win a landmark monopoly case against a major tech company in 2024. Lily, you answered somewhat disagree. How come?
They keep picking the wrong battles. I don't think they'll continue to lose.
The American dream of becoming an entrepreneur is dying. Jill?
The American dream of becoming an entrepreneur has never been stronger, particularly as it relates to with what AI can truly empower. I think now is the best time to reimagine very rote and boring ways that we used to do things, and to really imagine what technology and how technology can bring about changes in the way that we live our lives. And so I strongly disagree with that statement.
Shahin, the entrepreneurial American dream is dying?
Absolutely not. I think the American dream of becoming an entrepreneur is even brighter. I feel like there are even more opportunities to innovate, to start companies in America, and it's no better time than to start a company. And I hope those entrepreneurs give us a call at Lux, because we want to invest behind them and put them to work.
Last statement, everyone. Artificial intelligence is a bubble. Shahin, you do think it's a bubble?
Artificial intelligence is absolutely a bubble. I feel like there are implications around the technology that are absolutely world-changing. However, I feel like as if there is a lot of money going into companies that are building the same thing. I don't know if you recall the railroads of the 1800s that were parallel to each other, crisscrossing the United States. I feel like the analogy here is these giant foundation model companies that are raising billions of dollars. I don't think the world needs yet another multi-billion-dollar foundation model company. I expect one of those companies, or maybe two, to survive and offer models for consumer use cases. And I expect the open source models to eventually be the key kind of resource for the enterprise to build interesting AI applications. And I do expect in 2024 for an open source model to come close to or even outperform a proprietary giant foundation model.
Jill, you disagree that AI is a bubble?
I think that artificial intelligence has the potential to completely change the way that we interact as humans, the way that we interact at work, the way that we interact personally. I think there have been many technological breakthroughs this year that will empower truly magical use cases that will transform our lives over the next decade.
Thanks everyone for participating in that. It seems like we have a bunch of diverse opinions about what to expect going into 2024. And to close, could each of you give us your one sentence bold prediction for venture markets in 2024?
I think that early stage is going to continue to thrive in sleepy, underestimated industries. Not the hypey, exciting wrappers in AI, but things like insurance, supply chain, manufacturing. I think we're going to continue to see big unlock opportunities there at the earliest stage.
I think it's going to be a really great and exciting year. I think you're going to start to see exits, acquisitions and exits. I'm hopeful that the IPO market opens up again to show some of the entrepreneurs that have been building for a while a pathway to liquidity and a pathway to, frankly, capital to make them bigger. Now, I think it's going to be a really fun, adventurous, and opportunistic 2024.
I expect there to be a giant outcome, a very exciting IPO in 2024 that will drive meaningful investments into the venture asset class. And there's a handful of companies that are primed for an IPO in the next 6 to 12 months. And I believe one of them will trigger a flood of money into the asset class.
You want to say one of those names or not?
Don't think so. I'll let the crowd use their imagination.
I think that in the AI venture landscape in particular, the excitement will shift from technology towards the explosion of use cases. I think it will take two forms. The first is full stack applications powering things like media generation and code generation. And the second is platform companies like Notion and Figma shifting away from just magic features of AI towards true business model unlocks with AI. And I'm so excited to see it.
That despite the world feeling like it's on fire between wars in the Middle East, war in the Ukraine, what's going to be an insanely contentious election, criminal trials of politicians, so many things feel terrible. I think venture's still going to have a good year anyway. I think things are going to start to bounce back. The market will open up, more M&A deals, and then ultimately more IPOs.
So there you have it. Those are some 2024 predictions for the venture capital markets from venture capitalists.
Use this information to get rich in 2024.
I'm Josiah Simons.
I'm Jackson Fordyce.
We're Demo Day. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.